In this video, I wanted to share how I personally tested the law over and over again to just build trust in manifestation. And really, this has completely changed the way I approach everything else in my life. So here's an actual page from my journal. I write this every couple of days, just putting down some things that I want to happen for me to test the law. And these are completely random things. And I did block out some of the things because they're a little bit more private, or I just, didn't feel like sharing them with the internet. But like for example, here I on June 2nd, 2025 at 10:45 a.m., I wrote down someone offered me a cookie. Now, as you can see here, although it might be hard, on June 7th, 2025, my friend, which I blurred his name out, offered me a bite of his Earl Grey sesame cookie from this bakery that we always go to. And then after that, 7 days later on 6/14, the same friend made me ginger molasses cookies. He dropped them off to me, and I've been friends with this person for about 3 or 4 years now. He has never mentioned making cookies, never even told me that he had this special ginger molasses cookie recipe that he had. And it just so happened to be 12 days after I wrote this down and I, imagined it, that he decided to just randomly bake cookies one Sunday afternoon and deliver them to me. And, Neville Goddard would always say, "Oh, people just chalk it up to coincidences." Anyone could just say that this was a coincidence, but I chose to believe that it was because I had planted the seed of someone offering me a cookie. And instead, my friend offered me a bite of his cookie. And then 7 days later, he brought me over 7 of his homemade ginger molasses cookies. So we don't know the middle. They're always talking about they, as in Neville Goddard and a lot of the Edward R. people online who talk about Neville Goddard's teaching. We don't know how anything is going to happen. But the fact of the matter is that I did get the cookie. Here's another page of my journal. I wrote this on June 12th, 2025, and I wrote, I found a heads up quarter on the ground. And when I had written this, I specifically remember imagining like this street or sidewalk that we have in town. And 10 days later, this one actually kind of shocked me. 10 days later, on June 22nd, I found a quarter heads up on my walk with a friend in the morning after we got like bagels somewhere. And he literally was like, "Hey, look, a quarter." And I looked down, it was heads up. And I bent down and picked it up and I looked at him dead in the eyes. And I was like, I literally imagined this because I had been talking to him about these tests that I've been doing. And I was in shock. I actually still have the quarter on my desk here. And this was when I was trying to manifest my current SP. This gave me so much hope and just motivation to keep going even when I wasn't seeing anything, happen on the outside. I just had to have faith that, things were moving the way I was imagining them to. I'm gonna insert a picture of this quarter actually. Uh, I know it's just a quarter, but it's pretty significant to me. And here's the quarter. I always have it on my desk just as a reminder that the law works. Because again, I was really shocked when I know it's just a quarter. And I know again, people can say, "Oh, it's just a coincidence. You find quarters all the time." But the thing is, I don't. And it wasn't heads and you don't always find heads up quarters on the exact same street that you had imagined. So again, it's just proof to myself that the law really worked and to keep persevering in the bigger things. And here's one more that I wanted to share with you guys. This was back in May 19th, 2025. This was when I tried the rubber ducky test right here. And I hadn't seen a rubber duck since like middle school. So I'm 31 now. So it's been quite a while. And this is a good example of why you can't predict the time frame of things. So I did this all the way in May and it didn't happen until August 8/2. August 2nd, 2025. I actually found a little rubber ducky just sitting on the side of a building while I was walking downtown with a friend to go get pizza. I actually have that rubber ducky still. I will actually also submit a picture of that rubber ducky, but it was just, how could this be a coincidence? I hadn't seen a rubber ducky or held a rubber ducky since I was, I think it was like 13 or 14 now. So it's been like 20 years, right? 20-ish years, almost 20 years. Um, it's just insane. Honestly, it just blows my mind. It's not a coincidence, guys. The law really works. Here's the rubber ducky. And I just wanted to say that I've done this on a lot more other things that have happened. I'm just showing you guys three examples here. Like you could see in my other pictures that I showed, I blurred a bunch of stuff out, and a lot of the other stuff have happened too. And not everything that I've written down has happened, but a lot of them have happened. And like I mentioned before, we don't know when it's gonna happen. We don't know how it's gonna happen. So who knows? The other things that I've written down might happen in a couple years, might happen tomorrow. It's We can't predict the timing, and it's not gonna be me sitting around waiting. So I really do believe that a lot of these other people online saying, "Oh, how to manifest an SP in a time crunch." I genuinely don't believe in that. I think that things come when they're supposed to, and that you just need to be patient and have faith. And testing the law is a great way to start gaining that faith. And if you've ever tested the law yourself, comment down below what happened. I think it's great hearing other people's stories, and it motivates other people as well as myself. And yeah, that's it for this one. Take care, everyone.